Day 2 of his hearings on Capitol Hill, and Mark Zuckerberg faced a much different tone.
It strikes me that there's a real trust gap here.
Unlike their Senate colleagues yesterday, House committee members didn't have patience for Facebook 101.
If you have a photo, if you just think about this in your day-to-day life.
No, I can't let you filibuster right now.
The key issue is personal data, how much Facebook knows about you, and how much of that is available to advertisers and others.
Who owns the virtual you? Who owns your presence online?
Congresswoman, I believe that everyone owns their own content online.
But analysts say Zuckerberg wasn't telling the whole story, leaving out the vast amounts of information the site tracks, including after Facebook users sign out. How it can even track people who don't use the social network, thanks to code running in the background of other sites.
I don't think that the average American really understands that.
Indeed, when pressured for detail on many topics, Zuckerberg was elusive.
I'm not directly familiar with the details of what you just said.
There were times today when the older, analog politicians seemed out of their depth against a digital billionaire.
I actually use Facebook.
What was Face Smash, and is it still up and running?
Committee members did know enough to warn that regulations could be on the way, like new privacy laws coming into effect soon in Europe, telling Zuckerberg that after years of apologies, he can't be trusted to get his own house in order, especially when his own data is up for grabs.
Was your data included in the data sold to the malicious third parties? Your personal data?
Yes.
But is any of this making a difference to Facebook users? Apparently not. Zuckerberg said today they are not seeing people deleting their accounts in large numbers. In fact, when it comes to users and their data, it seems to be business as usual. Stephen D'Souza, CBC News, New York.
So, 2 days of testimony later, it's not altogether clear if Facebook users are any better off. And as we saw in Steve's report, the chasm between lawmakers and Zuckerberg himself seemed to be a big part of the problem. Here's more from the hearings.
Well, how do you sustain a business model in which users don't pay for your service?
Senator, we run ads.
Still, Zuckerberg himself couldn't answer some questions about his own company.
There have been reports that Facebook can track a user's internet browsing activity even after that user has logged off of the Facebook platform. Can you confirm whether or not this is true?
Senator, I want to make sure I get this accurate, so it would probably be better to have my team follow up.
So you
afterwards.
don't know?
As CEO, you didn't know some key facts. You didn't know about major court cases regarding your privacy policies against your company. You didn't know how many apps you need to audit. You did not know how many other firms have been sold data by Dr. Kogan other than Cambridge Analytica.
And beyond all that, the glaring question of what happens when someone decides to leave Facebook for good.
If they choose to delete their account, how long do you keep their data?
I don't know the answer to that off the top of my head. I know we try to delete it as quickly as is reasonable.
Now, many congressmen and women said they hoped Zuckerberg would eventually return for more questions. But on a related front, a big change to announce at the top of the political research firm so central to today's hearings. Cambridge Analytica said today that Alexander Taylor has resigned as chief executive officer. He took over the job a month ago, shortly after it was revealed how the company improperly obtained the personal information of 87 million Facebook users. No word yet on who will replace him.